Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another informative and exciting episode of Malaiti Talk with ZESCO. Now, if you're watching Malaiti Talk with ZESCO for your very first time, this is a platform on which the power utility gets to interact and communicate with you, its customers. You can be a part of the program by sending us your comments, your questions, your contributions, and even some of your concerns, and we'll have them attended to right here on the program. I am your presenter, Chimomalungu. Electricity is our most useful energy resource, and we depend on it to power most of our domestic and industrial activities. As a product, electricity, if mishandled, is potentially dangerous and could cause serious injuries and even loss of life and property. As a provider of electricity and energy solutions, ZESCO places a high premium on the safety of its customers, employees, contractors, and the general public. Now, joining us on the program is Mr. Zandi Hamalambo, ZESCO Head of Safety, Health, Environment, and Quality. Stay tuned.
Malaiti unka atuba masimpe kubona kuti twachita switch off. Kama nacho twachita switch off. Malaiti bola nguzo kulaba ntenda zimwe zirapya akupya zirabomoka. Kuti laba buyamba. Utaka utabi ntenda gatuzima fridge, gatuzima jirimba. Katuzima TV, katukusya amafoni. Malaiti bola tulabona tabola tuyasikebe akabotu mumutendere. Je bulondo natwa butobela kuti ZESCO twamuyaga alo watuyaga.
The reasons why bantu mashokewa na Malaiti, it's because of bamasiya naked wires, bamakatana na mans kumanja, then ma open homes.
Uzapezeka tipena ngonyumba banaimbanga banatenga muntu ene sazi wa kupaka Malaiti sana yafake mushe wiring Malaiti. Na cheve chija chimalengesa sometimes muntu kufa na Malaiti.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and thank you so much for staying tuned. And if you're just joining us, this is Malaiti Talk with ZESCO. Our main topic of discussion for this week is safety. Joining us on the program tonight is Mr. Zandi Hamalambo, ZESCO Head of Safety. Mr. Hamalambo, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Chimwemwe. Good evening, and good evening, viewers.
So, you as ZESCO do not only supply electricity to your customers, you are also concerned about their safety. Briefly describe some of the dangers associated with mishandling electricity as a product.
Thank you, Chimwemwe, and thank you for inviting me. Electricity is an essential commodity to everyone and in our everyday life. Much as it is an essential commodity, we realize that it poses danger and harm to the public if mishandled. One of the dangers of electricity is that when someone is or a person is exposed to naked wires or comes in contact with electricity, the first thing that this person will feel is an electric shock. And electric shocks will have secondary effects. Say, for instance, someone is working from a height. Obviously, you expect that person maybe to collapse or to fall down. Not only will he experience this shock, but you also, if he fell down, you also maybe sustain injuries when he falls down. Then secondly, the main cause of electrical burns and also electrical flashes. We've seen quite a number of people getting admitted to the hospital because, as a result of getting in contact with electricity and sustaining electrical burns. First degree, second degree burns. Those have psychological effect, and you know what it is. Yeah. Then the other serious danger would be fire. Electricity is a major source of fire. Last year we recorded about 51 fire incidents across the country. And fire usually result in gutted property, loss of property, and sometimes it can also result in loss of life. And on the extreme end, like I've already mentioned, electricity can be a major source of electrocution. Yeah, number of people have died, especially from the public, as a result of electrocution. Yeah, so when someone comes in contact, a person comes in contact with naked wires, depending on the magnitude of electricity in the wires, the chances that that person will be electrocuted are extremely high. Yeah, so I'd like to urge the public to take extra care in handling electricity, take extra precaution so that they avoid accidents to do with electricity.
So what are some of the common causes of electrical accidents, both indoors and outdoors?
Thank you very much for that question. The common causes of electrical accidents, like you've rightfully put it, we have indoors and outdoors. So indoors are the basic things that we do. First and foremost, it's the wiring. If there is poor wiring of our premises, it can be a major cause of these accidents. Secondly, use of substandard material. Let us not buy poor quality material, such as electrical cables, sockets, plugs, name it, when it comes to installation of or wiring of our premises. That can provide good basis or premise for these accidents. And then use of naked electrical cables. This is very dangerous because electricity will run from these cables into maybe property or a human being if we're exposed to the wires. Negligence is very, very, very common. It's not that people don't know. You know, when you are using these appliances, whatever it TV, or maybe our cookers, you have to ensure that you follow the precautions that are associated with the use of these appliances. For example, when you experience loss of power, okay, or there's maybe some load management, you need to ensure that you turn off your TVs or your electrical appliances, switch them off. By the way, when you want to unplug, okay, it's the small things, like I said earlier. When you want to unplug, make sure you switch off. Just the basic operation of turning off the switch, so that you are sure that there is no electricity you would be exposed to as a person. Let's also ensure that our children are under supervision, especially where electrical appliances are concerned. Because you find that one day a child will just wake up and get a plug, go to a socket, okay, maybe a tool which is not insulated, or a screwdriver which is not insulated, and quickly plugs in, not knowing that electricity will run through that tool and run through and the child will be exposed to electrical shock or electrical energy. Then that's indoors. But outdoors, we have some serious causes of accidents. Most prevalent is what we've seen, especially in the compounds, is that the laundry wires are usually connected to the iron roofing sheets. Okay? And if, say, there's leakage of electricity from somewhere due to poor wiring.
So even if the poor way we connect the laundry wires is made of wood, usually wood, you will still have like electricity pass through them?
Rarely is that the case, because usually you find they will use, instead of a pole, they will use maybe a metal bar.
Or a metal bar, oh yes.
So that is so common.
Okay.
So there you expect to experience, an electrical accident. But by the way, even if it were that the the laundry wire is connected to the pole, and someone touches the laundry wire, and that person is not wearing shoes, chances that you get electrocuted are very high because the earth is at zero potential. So electricity will run from higher potential to low potential. Two, illegal connections. We've seen electrical cables or connections running from one household to the next, so that my neighbor should have a bit of electricity. So that is not just illegal, but can also be a threat. We've seen structures being built under power lines. That's extremely dangerous and illegal. Yeah, because once the power lines or the conductor sags, chances that someone will get in contact with that, or even the structure itself will get in contact with the conductor, are very, very high. And we expect an accident, or electrical accident as a result. Even vending, farming under the power lines is not encouraged. It's actually discouraged and illegal. So I urge the public to actually desist from having such activities or structures under power lines, installed, constructed under power lines. Then the other outdoor cause of these accidents could be the vandalism itself. The scourge of vandalism is rampant. It's actually on the increase. We've seen people get electrocuted because they want to tamper with the transformer, drain transformer oil, steal electrical cables, steal pylons. Okay, that has been one of the causes of common, accidents around the country of late. From the ZESCO side, by design, you have electrical poles, and if they are exposed to maybe adverse weather conditions, extreme adverse weather conditions like rainfall, there's been an increase, of course, in the number of poles falling down. And so many are the times when you'd find that the conductors hanging to the poles will actually drop a bit closer to the ground, and that could be a source of concern, because if say someone came in contact with the conductor, chances that that person will get electrocuted are extremely high.
So you've actually talked about power lines could either be collapsing or they could actually sag. What special message do you have to the ZESCO customers out there? Because these could actually be due to extreme weather conditions. What message do you have to the ZESCO customers when that specifically happens?
Thank you very much for that. First and foremost, I should indicate here that all ZESCO connections, all ZESCO installations across the country should be treated as live and dangerous. Okay? So applies to the sagging conductors, fallen poles. All such situations must be treated as dangerous situations. I would want to appeal to the public to immediately contact ZESCO, so that the ZESCO crew could be dispatched to come and resolve the problems, because those are extremely dangerous situations, and people should, if possible, people should be should barricade the area, and obviously keep people away from accessing that area where the pole has collapsed. Has fallen, and the conductor is almost touching the ground. So I would like to urge the public to, like I earlier said, to make sure that in the event that they came across such a dangerous situation, they should be able to get in touch with ZESCO so that ZESCO can quickly resolve these problems. By the way, last year we recorded about 43 electrocutions across the country, which is, those lives would have been saved. And by safety research, our standard, 98% of all these accidents are avoidable. So it's just up to the members of the public and everyone else, okay, to take extra precautions and note what is it that we should do and what is it that we should not do to avoid these accidents.
And you've actually talked about taking extra precautions when the rain season, and how common are electrical accidents in the rain season, and what message do you have to the general public and also the ZESCO customers in relation to safety?
Okay, the trend of these accidents is quite high in the rain season. It's about, according to research, it's about 30% compared to the average period.
So why is it high in the rain season other than any other season?
It's actually high because of two reasons. One, it's the adverse conditions themselves. Usually you experience quite a number of fallen poles on one hand, and on the other hand, the water, the presence of water is so conducive, okay, to allow conductivity of electricity. So you will find that say someone is working near some some installation and gets in touch, gets in contact with maybe a bit of moisture or water, and then there's maybe some seepage of electricity somewhere. It's easy because electricity will always want to run through the path with least resistance. I don't want to be technical. Okay? So electricity will run through a human being and to the ground, because the ground is wet and provides conducive, the conducive environment or condition for electricity to run into the ground.
What is your last message to the general public and the ZESCO customers, and how they could be able to keep themselves safe during this rain season, especially when handling electricity?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, it's our moral obligation as ZESCO management that our employees are safe, our clients are safe, okay? We take cognizance of the fact that the commodity that we provide can be extremely dangerous. So my message to the public is that they take extra precaution. Okay? Take extra precaution where handling of electricity is concerned. Let them ensure first and foremost that the electrical appliances that they have are safe and sound. Okay? Oh, by the way, I should also emphasize the fact that this time around we've seen people renovating houses and wanting to do some renovations. First and foremost, if there are any electrical wirings, okay, which are to be moved, they should not tamper with them. They should ensure that they report to ZESCO so that ZESCO can come through and isolate the premises.
Mr. Hamalambo, thank you so much for joining us on Malaiti Talk this week.
Thank you very much, Chimwema, for inviting me to discuss this very, very important subject matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to you, our dear viewers, our main topic of discussion for this week was safety, electrical safety to be specific. And our guest on the program was Mr. Zandi Hamalambo. And we've heard for ourselves some of the dangers associated with mishandling electricity as a product. And I hope we've been able to pick up points on how we could be able to take care of our families and our loved ones. I have been your host, Chimwema Lungu. And remember, if you have any questions in relation to safety, you can be able to get in touch with us on our various social media platforms. On our Facebook, we're on ZESCO Limited, WhatsApp on 0977 795367. On Twitter, we are at ZESCO Limited, and YouTube, ZESCO Limited. Until next week, good night and God bless.